What is up with the YouTubes? Quattro4life here. Today is January 1st, 2022. So just want to wish everyone watching this video right now a very happy new year. I've got a lot of badass shit plans for this year, so figured an update video on my projects would be a good place to start off the year. But before we get started, I just want to give my friend Charlie a shout out for this awesome poster that he made me. I wanted to put something here to pay tribute to the channel, and this was just the ticket. As you can see, we've got the channel name right there with the old school Quattro font that I absolutely love. It is displayed 3 times with these colors to represent the flag of Germany. I thought this was really clever and really cool shit. So, you know, thanks again, Charlie. Yeah, this shit is really bitchin'. Really appreciate it, dude. I've been working pretty hard fabricating the new turbo setup for the race car, and I'm prepared to show you all my progress with that build today. But before we get into that, I am very excited to announce that all of the engine components for the Audi A8N 500 wheel horsepower budget build are finally back from machine shop. I know it's been a very long time since last episode of this series, but I'm about to explain why. Those of you that watch episode 2, where I tore the engine down and found a spun rod bearing to be the point of failure, you know, we found that the rod journal on the crankshaft was damaged and needed to be repaired. Sent the crankshaft out to be repaired, and you know, it took many months before even hearing anything back from them. Finally, this was like halfway through last year, I was able to confirm that they had indeed damaged the crankshaft beyond repair. Instead of adding the material like I was told they were going to do, they instead decided just to turn every single journal, and unfortunately they turned them beyond specification. So that crankshaft was pretty much junk now, and you know, they won't do anything about it, so we just counted that as a loss, you know, and just what you gonna do? So after all that bullshit and time wasted with all that, you know, we were able to source a new crankshaft that is in great shape and ready to make some power. So after checking the crankshaft, I sent everything to machine shop to complete all of the necessary work before the rebuild. This includes freshening up the cylinder head with a fresh deck and all new valve seats for optimal compression. The bottom end has been completely worked. It has been decked. All of the cylinders have been honed. The main caps all line honed with the ARP main studs. The entire rotating assembly has been balanced. The crankshaft, rods, pistons, the harmonic balancer, and the flywheel, they were all balanced together as an assembly. So, you know, I'll be showing obviously a lot more of this in further detail in the upcoming next episode of the budget build series, episode 3. So stay tuned for that video soon. Hopefully we'll be coming out with that shortly. And as you can see, I've got the S200 right here. This is for the build. I went ahead and pulled it off the race car. Will no longer, you know, need it on there, as I am fabricating the turbo setup for that car, and with the anticipation of getting this engine, you know, put together soon. I figured now was a good time to go ahead and get this off, and can maybe even, you know, start doing some fabricating in the background once the race car is all completed with that stuff. But as you can see, it does not have the eBay manifold or the manifold from the race car. Reason being, we will no longer be going with the eBay manifold like we previously discussed. Reason being, my friend actually was able to find this stainless manifold off of Facebook for only $450. This is pretty cheap for a manifold of this caliber, in my opinion. So I will definitely put info on the screen if anyone's interested. I'm sure a few of you have seen this and probably wondered or speculated. You know, I myself was, you know, pretty curious for the price. You know, it's kind of like, okay, I guess we'll find out when I get here. And, you know, I've already, you know, fitted on the car and everything fits pretty good. There are a couple issues, nothing that's going to keep it from working, but you know, again, just some stuff that I'm going to go over once, you know, I get down to, you know, doing that, which will probably be episode number 4, building the turbo kit for the car and getting all that stuff working, but we'll worry about that down the road. Cross that bridge when we come to that. You know, I just, you know, think that this manifold is worth every penny, like I said, and that's kind of why we're using it for this budget build, because it's still, in my opinion, it's still a budget, especially for the performance that we should be able to get out of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and clear off this table and just get you guys some close-up shots of this bad boy. Oh yeah, look at that. That is sexy. Woo. Flange nice and straight, fits me pretty good on the engine. Just give you guys a good idea what it looked like. So that's pretty good for $450 there. So probably gonna end up building a brace for it. Show you guys how I do that. Pretty simple shit. But thought you guys would like to see that. But you know, go ahead and move on to the big boy turbo setup. I know a few people are probably excited to see that. I know I am. I've been working pretty hard on it. Still got a lot of other stuff to do, but I've made some pretty good progress. So without further ado, here comes the big boy. Woo! Woo! She is smoking hot. Every time I see this, I walk by, I'm just like, whoa, I'm blown away. I just can't believe it. This looks so good. So as you can see, I got the engine turned up a little bit. That's because, you know, I've been working on it. This is just an easy way to kind of view it. I'll move it around a little bit, you know, get it from different angles, because, you know, pretty much doesn't look bad from any angle. But, you know, we got the big boy S300 here. This is the 369. It has the bigger 80 by 73 millimeter turbine wheel. This turbine wheel is good for a maximum of 900 plus horsepower. The turbine housing is a 0.91. I went ahead and fabricated a 4-inch downpipe. This might seem a little excessive to most, but I assure you, for the goals that I have for this car long term, you know, 3.5 inch is definitely better than the 3 inch that's on the car, but, you know, why not just go 4-inch? Another reason for doing the 4-inch is, if you guys don't know this, I actually work at a diesel shop, so I was able to get a lot of this 4-inch pipe for basically free. So that was the other main factor that just like, yep, well, we're going 4-inch. So this manifold, I did not make this manifold, but I have been modifying it. Unfortunately, you know, there were some issues with it. You know, out of the box it looked fine, but when I started to actually fit it on the car, I had some issues. The first issue was the flange that go on the cylinder head. It was actually warped pretty decently. The manifold would rock back and forth pretty easily, and when you would tighten all of the nuts down, there would still be just a little bit of gap in the middle, and if you would try to tighten that down, you can just hear the stress in the metal. So I was really worried about that, so went ahead and sent that off first, got that basically re-straightened. Once I got that fixed, the next issue was the wastegate. The wastegate flange actually, it was for tile 44, but for some reason the seal plate would not fit on it. So I couldn't actually get the wastegate to fit on there, but the really major issue was the wastegate was actually hitting the turbine housing. So what I did with that was I went ahead and cut off the flange that was on it, and then I welded on the tile 44 flange, the one that came with my wastegate, just knowing that it would work. And I just ended up tilting the flange a little bit away from the turbine housing, so now it clears it, it doesn't hit, that's good. Welded in the bung for pressure sensor for getting, you know, scientific data for the future. And I made this brace just here recently, just, you know, yesterday. This is basically just how to spare, you know, bits of metal from work, and just kind of trying to figure out, engineer it, try to make it to where I could detach it, but, you know, make some plates so it still has some flex in it. I would like a little bit more flex in it, but you know, this is really my first one, my rough draft, so pretty much just gonna go with that. And you know, if I find it's, you know, cracking anywhere or anything like that, you know, then I can kind of use that as a reference to learn from and, you know, grow and get better at that. But for now, this turbo is pretty heavy, and I've actually done a lot of testing in the last day since I've got this done. And this is actually primarily supporting all of the weight of the turbo. So this is definitely a lot better than not having it. I could not imagine all of this weight on top of these pipes with all the weight of the downpipe and, you know, the wastegate dump and everything. You know, that's a lot of weight. And then with the downpipe being so big, there's really no room for the wastegate to come out the back, so that's why you see it coming out the front like this. I'm going to bracket it to the mount in the front, and then, you know, I'm probably just going to heat wrap it to, you know, insulate it to keep the heat, you know, from, you know, getting too out of control. So that's pretty much what I got so far for the actual turbo setup. It looks really good here, but looks even better on the car. And you know, with it on the car, I've got a couple more surprises for you guys, a couple more things that I've been working on that I'm sure you all would love to see. So I'm just gonna go ahead, take all this whole setup off of this you know, engine that I have on the stand, and we're going to put it on the car and show you guys what all that stuff looked like. All right, got everything installed, just, you know, loosely on here. You know, just gonna be taking the back off to do a few more things, but just like I said, I want to show you guys everything installed on the car. So we got the 4-inch downpipe, pretty much taking up all of the available space in the area. It goes straight down, curve around the axle shield, the heat shield for the axle, clears that with no issues. You know, once I get the car running with all this stuff, we'll just take it up to work to finish the rest of the exhaust. We'll be going 4 inches all the way to the rear and exit out the rear, you know, just trying to retain that sleeper look if at all possible. Since there's no room behind the turbo for the screamer pipe, I have relocated it to dump out the front here. I will be heat wrapping it, you know, doing some thermal barrier stuff to keep the heat down in the engine bay. We're also going to use the brackets down there for the factory intercooler piping to bracket that, to brace that pipe to keep that from, you know, cracking or having any issues or anything like that. So still have the factory fuel filter over here, but this will be deleted once I get around to building the fuel system. I did, however, install the Audi 2000cc injectors already. Just went ahead and did that while the car was still running. This allowed me to tune the drivability and the idle, so now all that stuff is out of the way. I can pretty much go straight to tuning boost when I get this running. So I really wanted to retain my badass headlight intake setup, but since the turbo has moved so much, you know, it just did not work. It did not line up right. So I had to do a lot of things. I had to modify a lot to get this to work. I had to modify the headlight more. Now that the turbo is more this way, the bowl was actually running into this, so I ended up basically bending the tabs inside of the little bulb retainer to make it flip 180 degrees this way just to get it to clear. So it's pretty much right up there, pretty close, but it fits. You guys saw the headlight intake in the pictures in the return video. Got a lot of good comments on that. A lot of people like that, but just hope you guys are sitting down for this one, because it was only about 50% done when you guys saw it. Now it is 100% done. Check that out. Woo! Got the glass on there. Got the hole drilled in there. It's bigger than the actual pipe, so there's no restriction. And it's really cool because it follows the line like that, so it looks, you know, like it's supposed to be there. I want to give a shout out to my friend Brennan at work. He helped me out with this, was able to cut this glass out for me. Very mint, no marks anywhere or anything. It's very, very professional. Very happy about this. So that is the main reason why I just absolutely had to retain this intake. So just got that done. So appreciate that, Brandon. Appreciate all the help. It looks awesome. So let me know in the comments what you guys think about that, because that shit is badass. Got some more shit going on over here. Got that Treadstone intercooler. This is the TR1045. This is probably a little excessive. It's 4.5 inches thick. So I finally deleted the condenser, and that is what allowed me to fit intercooler this big. You know, my friend, he got the TR1035. That's the 3.5 inch. I think that is a good intercooler for most of these vehicles. I kind of just went a little bit more just because, you know, I'm definitely going to be pushing a lot of power, and, you know, just going to test this one out. You know, it's only $360, so you really can't go wrong. Made the brackets myself. Just, you know, threw some metal together, some more scrap metal from work. So it's nice and solid. It's not going anywhere. Got the oil cooler, deleted the factory oil cooler. This is a Mishimoto, much bigger. I think it's the 19 row. This is also pretty solid. Got it mounted. And it's made these little brackets, just quick little brackets, you know, just bolted up to see if it's going to work. Dash 10 and lines. I even got the DEI heat insulation going all the way down, and the reason why mainly I did that is because they're going to be laying on the radiator up here, so all that radiant heat, you know, just try to help keep that away. And then also for the screamer pipe, it's going right by those lines, so just wanted to kind of try to insulate those a little bit more. You know, pretty much everything that's going on in the front here. I just got to do the intercooler piping. That shouldn't be too bad. One other thing I did delete the factory manual fan and the electric fan. So I've got a custom FD Dynamics fan here. It's like the ones you can get off eBay. This is the big boy 3600 CFM. Works pretty good. You know, I'll show you guys that more when the car's apart. It'll be easier to show you. But got the little relay for it right here. Got the little control for the temperature. So I just got that right there. Got the little temperature switch inside the radiator to turn it on. And then you can see I got it pretty much stealth. The harness goes underneath here, comes up right there, and then it goes right in there. So you can't even tell that that shit is on the car, honestly. Pretty stealth. So far so good. This fan is literally like 3 to 4 times stronger than the factory electric fan, and there's more space on this side over here where I could probably put 2 8-inch fans if I need to later on. You know, I was hoping to upgrade the radiator, but you know, for now, just wanted to play around with these fans and try to squeeze a little bit more out of it. But that's pretty much everything for now. You know, it's just a lot of the progress that I have made. I'm pretty close to getting the car running, so I'm hoping to get this car running and finish the exhaust, and once I get it all buttoned up and back together, you know, I can start on that budget build episode 3, which I know you guys want to see. So just want to say to everybody and all my 2,000 subscribers, thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for all the like, all the comments. Everything really helped the channel grow. I really appreciate it. It's a lot of fun for me. You know, it's just my favorite hobby is, you know, doing this car and doing this channel. So I just really appreciate you guys keeping the thing alive, and hope to bring more videos. Hopefully the next video, you know, either be this car, you know, fully running again, fully sick, or the budget build, who knows. But, you know, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Just want to say to everybody, thanks for watching, and hope everybody have a very good day.